Hello and welcome to Tipsy VP episode 22nd November 2019, a weekly show where we share tips and tricks on how to improve your social media. Tipsy VP is brought to you by Virtual Palace Marketing, the digital marketing agency that helps small businesses go digital. I'm Sean.
And I'm JK.
This week's weekly Tipsy, 5 top tips to improving organic Instagram stories reach. Instagram stories is quickly becoming the preferred feature on the platform, even more than post and definitely IGTV. As a brand, we want to be where the attention is, right? But the stories game isn't quite the same as post. Firstly, each story only lasts 15 seconds. And most importantly, they disappear after 24 hours. Today, we outline the top 5 tricks to improving organic reach for your Instagram stories. But before that, we need to explain that Instagram stories too has an algorithm. Yes, all the stories you see up top aren't fed to you based on when they are created. Instead, it shows you more stories from the account based on how engaged you are with their past content. So which means the more you engage with someone, the higher chance you will see their stories first.
Correct, yep.
That is why it is important to get people to watch your stories until the end. You don't have to get all your followers to follow the whole thing because, let's say, for example, out of your 10,000 followers, right? If 7,000 do not engage with your content and 3,000 engage with your content, does not mean that the algorithm will start feeding your content lower and lower down the bank for all your followers. It is actually customized based on every single follower. So for example, if both of us follow account A, right? You engage with account A more than I engage with account A. Just because I don't engage with account A doesn't mean you will see it less. You will see it more because you engage more.
Correct.
I will see less because I engage less.
I see. So let's say they post 10 stories, I'll probably see 8 and you probably see 5 or 3.
Yes. So then if it goes on for maybe let's say 1 or 2 months, if in the whole 1 or 2 months I will only see let's say 10 or 20% of all the stories that brand A creates, and you see like 90%, right? And whenever you see the top of the stories list there, right, the circles, you will get to see the brand higher up than I get to see the brand.
I see. I got it. Okay.
So because of this, you don't have to get all your followers to watch the whole thing, right? The purpose here is to focus on those who are interested in you and who may buy from you.
Okay. All right. Okay. So the first point is with a beginning, a middle, and an end. Just because stories and oh my god. Just because stories doesn't last forever doesn't mean you shouldn't pay attention to crafting the content. A well-planned story content can increase the chances of viewership until the end. Start by thinking about the end, then work your way backwards. Figure out what text and images you will need to communicate your message effectively. Here are some content ideas that you can use for good stories. First, highlight customer stories and testimonials. Secondly, feature a day in the life of your business or employee. Third, share breaking news and special announcements. Fourth, show exclusive behind the scenes. Could be from events, talks, and trips. And lastly, share community service activities you are involved in. Use posts to tell people about your limited time stories before they disappear, and once it's gone, you can always delete the specific Instagram post too. Accounts like New York Public Library share screenshots of books in stories. This was their initiative to promote reading among social media crowds. I have to say coward crowds. On the bottom right or left corner of every story, there was a prompt to tap and hold the screen so it doesn't skip away. Yeah, this is quite important also.
Yeah.
Especially now crowds like what I did is like yesterday when I tried throw back all my past cheer videos and I tagged one of my students and he reposted and tagged me instead. It has become a culture.
Yeah.
And today I've seen more of his posts and he sees more of my posts.
Yes.
And the conversation, our PM starts to talk.
Yes.
So these are the things that we can actually use.
Yes. And then like before this post happened, you probably never saw his stories for longest time, right? Yeah. So the algorithm actually pushes it. So whenever an audience starts to engage with your story, then it snowballs. It becomes better and better and better.
Correct. Yeah.
Number 2, use all the visual functions. From face filters to boomerangs, there are an ample amount of built-in functions to keep your content interesting. Mix them around between clips so the content isn't monotonous. GIFs are incredibly powerful tools when you know how to use them. Instead of creating closed captions using video editing apps, use the built-in titles functions to give it a native feel. So instead of like using Premiere Pro to work on the closed captions, you can actually just type in like how you type any text. Just put like a very standard colored background.
Yep, correct.
Just on it. So it feels more native rather than too professional.
All right.
If you want to stand out from the crowd with special visuals, there are a ton of apps out there that can help. Mojo, Canva, and Adobe Spark Post have customizable templates for your story images and videos. So these three apps, right, actually have a lot of templates specifically for stories, and it's like it's built for stories already.
The layout.
Yeah, the whole layout is built for stories.
59.
Yep. Free versions come with limited templates and watermark, and can be removed with monthly or annual fees. So if you find that you love it so much, use it a few months, you love it so much, you can always pay money for it.
Yep.
And don't forget to add stickers into your stories as well. Add the variety of stickers that serve as cool engagement tools where you can ask questions or get poll. Get a poll running as well.
Yep. Right. Thirdly, treat your viewers like friends and family. It is scary to step out of the comfort zone and connect with your viewers personally, but that is a secret ingredient to valuable engagement on the platform. Facebook and Instagram have been overcrowded with brands and influencers in the past years. And as a result, they've changed their algorithm to reduce the reach of brands and influencers in favor of friends and family. This is why brands should start behaving like friends and family. Create content that generate meaningful relationship with your viewers, stop selling and promoting products, and start becoming their friends. Brands have started using their founders and executives as their faces instead of logos. Content has changed from product focus to conversation focus. Yep, very true. Talk about day-to-day experiences from the person running the company. Yeah, this is quite true. So you just want to create a topic so people will engage on it and
like start a conversation, start a topic, be a market industry expert rather than a brand wanting to sell something.
Yeah,
right?
Correct.
Give an opinion. Or if you don't want to give opinion, like talk about the pros and cons and just let your viewers decide whether the pro is right or the con is right.
Correct.
But this is a very big thing. This is a very big move for brands because it involves them actually needing to step into the camera and do something about
you
creating
have to,
content.
because you're going into social media. You cannot do that.
Yeah, you can't not do that.
You can't not do that. Yes.
Yeah. So yesterday I was speaking with one of our potential client, quite a big company, and they said, and I told them that they said that they're struggling to get their app
being used,
to get your app being used and being used for a longer time, right? Because they are an e-wallet platform, and they say that these people only go into their platform when they want to do transaction, which means that the attention span is very short. And I told them, I said, these days every single company needs to also see themselves as a media company.
Yep.
Because media company, in the sense that you need to create native content, it doesn't have to be high production stuff as long as it's production.
Yeah, for
right?
people to talk about.
For people to talk about, for people to go in and see and get updated on what you're doing and what's happening. And as a media company, you are able to capture their attention and keep their attention. And when their attention is there, then by the way, you offer services that they can use as well. So, but in order to do that, you need to break down the walls that stands between the brand and the consumer.
Yeah, correct.
And be the face, not just a logo, but be the face that represents the company.
Yeah, you just treat it like how you want to talk to your friends. Like you will tag and you will throw back.
Yeah.
You sometimes tease. This kind of thing that humanize it. Yeah. Just humanize it. And you like we say, you can't just focus about selling.
Yeah.
You need to really create a conversation, spark interest, educate, then only provide a solution. You have to understand the customer's pain point.
Yep, definitely.
If you don't talk about it, nobody's gonna talk about it.
Exactly. That's where all the brands should be going. Right, next up is an ad. This episode of Social Media Weekly is brought to you by Chop Tiang Bee Cafe at the heart of Malacca, Malaysia. Chop Tiam serves authentic Nyonya and fusion cuisines and is located at Jonker Street, just 5 minutes walk from the famous Red Square and A Formosa in Malacca City. Their most iconic dishes include the curry laksa and nasi lemak. Also equally impressive are their range of homemade cakes like the carrot cake, which uses pineapple instead of raisins, and the onde onde cheesecake, which is a must try. If you're heading to Chop Tiam, be sure to get 10% off of your entire receipt with promo code CTB10. That is CTB10. And it's, on top of that, there's also one thing you need to bring when you're going over to Malacca, which is an umbrella. Because Malacca is actually one of the hottest cities in Malaysia, geographically location. And always bring an umbrella because if not, you will get sunburned. Even if in other parts of Malaysia you don't get sunburned, you may probably get sunburned in Malacca.
Speaking from experience,
yes, over and over again, every single time. And it's bloody hot there. And you know what's the best thing? On a hot day, you walk into Chop Tiam and it's air conditioned. My God, that is a sight for sore eyes.
Yeah, and you know what's better? 10% off from all your food.
When you are enjoying the air conditioned room.
Alright, so go there and you'll get your promo code CTB10. Alright? Alright, fourth, hold viewers' attention. Instagram stories is no place for patience. Many things can cause the viewers to lose attention and simply swipe to the next story. That's why story must be structured in a way that holds as many viewers' attention to the end. Always lead the strongest image or video. Do not keep it until the end, else people will not be interested to spend their time. Here are a few elements you can use in your stories to hold attention. First, using text to explain what the content is about. Tell them straight up why it's worth watching till the end. Second, adding music and voiceover increases watchability. According to Instagram, 60% of stories are watched with sound on. Third, use numbering or lettering to show a sequence. That way, they can see the structure and will be more willing to stay on until the end. And lastly, use interactive stickers for engagement. Then share result. Yep. So just be engageful.
Yeah, there are actually many ways to hold the engagement of users, and the last way to do it is to think like a cinematic visual person. No slow fade-ins and fade-outs. Get straight to the point. Tell people exactly what they are watching from the very beginning, so that those who are not interested anyway. But those who are interested, at least you are able to keep their attention and say, "Okay, this is what we're talking about. We're going to show you like 5 tips. So tip number 1, 2, 3. So they know there are 5, and they know that number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. They know how long it takes to get to the end.
Yep, correct.
And they know what value that they're supposed to get at the end of the day. So these are the things that actually helps as well. And based on even our experience, we think that increasing amount of people are watching Instagram stories with the sound on.
Correct. That's true.
Like there are times when I'm just testing some video out, right? Where there was one video that I put out where the caption and my voice does not match, and people actually commented and say, "Oh my God, I can't believe you said this and it translated to that," which makes sense because the only way for them to know it is a difference is if they were to listen to what I say and they can read what I put.
It's like a dual kind of confirmation.
Yeah, exactly. So I can vouch to this fact that more and more people are watching stories with the sound on. Also because more and more of us have headsets on most of the time.
Yep, or anyway, commute and stuff.
When we're in commute,
So please use sound on.
Yeah.
Voiceover or
exactly.
text.
and play around with GIFs, play around with blinking stuff that
captures
be
attention.
Creative with these kind of things and colorful drawings and everything.
You know who actually the best reference you can actually reference are those like college kids and actually secondary kids.
Yes.
So many.
Yes,
they are
the
so
most
creative with all this.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised how fast they change and how fast they hop on the trend.
Yes.
And
Yeah. Like the other day I had a friend who was asking me, right, how to create rainbow colored text. And I was teaching him how to do it because like Snapchat has a color scheme which is rainbow, right? But in Instagram you don't have a color scheme which is rainbow.
Drag,
so you have to actually highlight all the words and you have to press and hold the color swatch and you need to drag from together. So it actually like fades into different color together, which technically it's a little bit more complicated, right? But think about it. Now we know how to do it. But imagine the person who actually came up with this idea in the first place. How did they figure out how to do this? It's these kind of things that make an Instagram story more exciting.
Yep, and you know who's more creative than us? The younger generation.
The younger generation, definitely.
We're too old for this.
Yeah, we're getting too old for this.
We just learn from them.
The last one, number 5, stories are more time sensitive. Because stories expire in 24 hours, they are a lot more time sensitive than posts. This is one of the reasons stories have higher engagement than posts as well, because it disappears, so everybody will scramble to see it first. Posting stories at the right time will get more engagement. So this is something that we forgot, but in the early days of social media, the time a post goes out matters a lot. Because it is less algorithmically fed and more time fed. Chronologically fed. But Instagram stories is a bit of a half-half because the stories only last 24 hours. So people pay more attention on consuming stories than posts. So timing plays some deal, if not the biggest deal, but some deal. And so perhaps you can post during a time when your audience is most likely to be online. Perhaps a tactic of avoiding competitor stories, because so it's both a red ocean and blue ocean strategy, right? Red ocean means that wherever the consumers are, depending on whether it doesn't matter whether you have competition or not, you're just going to be better than your competition, right? Blue ocean is you avoid your competition while still be able to provide for your customers as well. So depending on your industry and everything, there is no golden hour across all industries. You just have to test it out. Instagram Insights is actually a good place to start to learn about your audience. But beyond that, there is a lot of trial and error that you need to do. Like try to post stories on different times in different days, and then look at the insights and see how the engagement works. Form a hypothesis, test it out, and see whether the hypothesis holds or not.
True. Or even better, you can just use your own. I mean, if you, let's say your brand is, your target audience brand is like where you stay, you can even use your own personal one as an insight, because from the comment you can really know how it works really. Your personal one. So just use that.
Yeah, that's true. All right, to sum up this week's Tipsy VP, 5 top tips to improving organic Instagram stories reach. Number 1, your stories must have a beginning, a middle, and an end. You must tell a story in the stories. If not, nobody will pay attention because there is no connection. Number 2, use all the visual functions. There are a ton of visual functions built in to Instagram stories. And there are also external apps that will help make your stories beautiful as well. Number 3, treat your viewers like friends and family. In order for your stories to engage well with your audience, you need to be a person, and a friendly person, and someone who your audience can trust, which is like a friend and family rather than a brand and a logo. Number 4, hold viewers' attention. Stories has no place for patience. The viewers, they come in, they go out, and they swipe very quickly. They have no patience, and they have no empathy and sympathy for content that wastes their time. So go fast, and focus on music and voiceover, and use lettering, create a sequence so they know what to expect. And number 5, stories are more time sensitive because they only last 24 hours. They are a little bit more time sensitive than posts that actually last as long as it's there. So figure out what your golden hour is. There is no such thing as a time that works across all industries and regions. Start with Instagram Insights and then use trial and error to improve on it.
Correct.
All right, that's all for this week. Tipsy VP Podcast is part of Social Media Weekly and is available on Anchor FM, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and more. Our full videos are available on YouTube, and we post bits and clips on Instagram and Facebook. This is Tipsy VP episode 22nd November 2019. My name is Sean.
And I'm JK.
Au revoir.
Sayonara.